going to do a couple little examples. Same thing that you guys were doing yesterday on that 3-2, that sum and difference formula. And yesterday you guys only looked at the cosine function. So today we can talk about the sine function, but the tangent one is the one that's different. It's really different looking. So if we look at our little, oh, there it goes. Our reference sheet, yesterday we did the sine and the cosine, or sorry, cosine, the sum and the difference of cosine. And if you look at the sine, the sum and the difference, it's kind of the same thing, right? Only thing is different is where the sines and the cosines and the alphas and the betas are. Those ones are kind of a little mixed up. So we can throw an example in there if we need to. Let me get this door. Now we're going to throw some tangent in there too.
Tangent in there too. I'm not good. Okay.
How many examples do you have?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe. Do we need to 1, 2? Oh, sorry. I didn't even catch you in the hallway. I apologize. All right. So were you guys pretty good with the cosines, figuring out where things go? Yeah. Took a little bit. How do you guys feel about sine?
Probably about the same exact thing.
It's going to be the same exact thing, all right? So really the headache looking one is that tangent because it's got our friend in there, that friendly little fraction, right? So you want to just jump to a tangent problem? All right, we'll just jump to a tangent problem. Oh, I didn't add any sheets. Give me a second. Make you dizzy while I do it.
I forgot to add sheets.
I know. Hey, man. I'm telling you, they need to find a better teacher, right? All right. So let's find that exact value. That's what we've been working on. If this thing will stop moving. So find the exact value. I should try and sing one day, like sing through the lesson. No?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's skip to a tangent problem. And let's say they give us the tangent of pi over 3 plus pi over 4. Spice it up a little bit for somebody. So you guys got two options. We can look at, try and find pi over 3 and pi over 4 on the unit circle. Or if you need to, switch it into a degree, right? So let's hop over to a degree, right? So what's pi over 3? So that would be pi over 3 times 180 over pi. 180 divided by 3 is? 60. So this would be the tan of 60 plus pi over 4 times 180 over pi. 180 divided by 4 is going to be 45. Yep. So if we wanted to, we could switch them into degrees, right? So do we think this is a sum or a difference of tangent? It's a sum, right? So if we look at our little reference sheet, which one are we going to use? This little guy, right?
Yep.
So you're adding the tangents on top, and then on the bottom you do 1 minus the tans being multiplied, right? So for poops and giggles, we'll just write out the little formula for this one, right? So this is going to be tan alpha plus tan beta divided by 1 minus tan alpha times tan beta. Give you a moment to get that one written down. All right. So what value is our alpha?
60.
The 60. And our beta is going to be the?
45.
45, right? So we have what? The tangent of 60 plus the tangent of 45 divided by 1 minus the tangent of 60 times the tangent of 45, right? So on tangent, what is tangent when we want to find a tangent? It's what over what? Sine over cosine, right? So when it comes to figuring out all of these, we need to figure out sine over cosine. So on your unit circle sometimes, it's fun to sit down and actually go through and figure out the tangent of all of them, all of your degrees going around, so that way you don't always have to do it, right? So in order to figure out the tangent of 60, we actually have to do the sine of 60 over the cosine of 60. Yeah. Plus, to do the tangent of 45, we need the sine of 45 over cosine of 45.
That's dope.
Oh.
That's so much.
It's okay. Right, and then in the denominator, we would have 1 minus that sine of 60 over the once you figure out one of them, you know, you're only doing it once on the top. You don't do it on top and bottom, right? And then times, whoops, not the
They're
tangent.
all just gonna cancel out or something?
No.
No.
Right? They might. We'll find out. All right, we ready? All right. I know. So what's the sine of 60?
Sine of 60 is sine of 60. We just talked about this. It is square root of 3 over 2.
Yep, absolutely. Divided by the cosine of 60, which would be 1/2, right? Plus, now we got to do it for 45. What's the sine of 45? Square root of 2 over 2. What's the cosine of 45? Square root of 2 over 2. Right. All over. We're just going to keep this baby going. Right?
Same thing as
1 minus, yeah. Except you're just going to multiply them, right?
yeah.
Square root of 3 over 2 over 1/2 times the square root of 2 over 2 over the square root of 2 over 2. All right. So I can simplify this guy, can't I? If I got a fraction over a fraction, what do I do?
Multiply by the reciprocal.
Multiply by the reciprocal, right?
Reciprocal, okay.
Yep. So we're just going to write it out, right? So I'd have the square root of 3 over 2 times 2 over 1, right? Plus, we're just going to kind of like keep going, right? So I can simplify this guy, multiply by the reciprocal. Square root of 2 over 2 times 2 over the square root of 2. All divided by, I'm going to leave my 1 for right now. Square root of 3 over 2 times 2 over 1 times square root of 2 over 2 times 2 over the square root of 2. What? It's getting easier though, isn't it? We're getting smaller. We're getting there. We good so far?
Yep.
Yep.
If this all comes out to be 1, it's weird.
So we can do some simplification, right? 2 over 2 is going to give me 1, so those babies are going to go away. 2 over 2, square root of 2 over square root of 2. Right. 2 over 2, 2 over 2, 2 over 2, 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. So what are we left with right here?
Square root of 3.
Square root of 3.
And then over 1 minus square root of 3. Yep.
Plus, what are we left with over here?
Oh, 1.
1, right? When those cancel out, like when we say they cancel out, like 2 over 2 don't just like go away and disappear, right? 2 over 2 is 1, so that all becomes 1.
I was kind of thinking of it as it was square root of 3 over 1, so I was just kind of thinking
Oh,
it
yep.
came out to be square root of 3.
That's fine, yeah. All over. Don't lose our 1 that we started with, minus,
Square root of 3.
oh, yep, square root of 3, times this guy, and this guy is 1, so square root, right, we can leave that one, right? Think we're done? Not quite.
Multiply by the square root of 3.
Almost. So these are when they're called the conjugates. So on that bottom where you have that 1 minus the square root of 3, we want to get rid of the square root of 3. And if we only multiplied by the square root of 3, this would then become square root of 3, and this would become a 3, right? So the conjugate is when you look at your denominator and you change the sign.
We have
So,
1 minute.
so 1 plus the square root of 3. 1 plus the square root of 3. Come on, really? That's crazy. Try and figure that out.
I will not try for tomorrow.
If anything, like after school today, I'll make a little video of finishing this problem up, and then I'll put it for you guys to watch tomorrow. Because there isn't homework today. There's nothing listed for homework today. No, not today. Tomorrow during your virtual day.
Oh, it'll be tomorrow during virtual.
Yeah, yep. So I'll finish this problem up for you guys to put it on there.